New car dealers come to us with their unwanted trades and their aged units because we specialize in that area as well, and we have a vast audience of well-qualified buyers each and every week to buy those cars. There could be some valid reasons to sell to a wholesaler occasionally, but for the most part, the decision should be made by new car dealers to bring their vehicles to an auction. They're eliminating one party in the transaction, and they're going to get considerably more for their vehicles by bringing them to the auction themselves, which is exactly what the wholesaler does after he buys it from the dealer. He brings it to the auction, we prep for him, we sell it for more money. So the first thing I want to stress to any new car dealer is, number one, select the auction process. Nothing beats a live auction. That being said, it's not 100%. It's 90%. But for the other 10%, that's where we fall back on online venues. So here at Central, if the car does not sell in the live sale, we immediately post that car online to OVE.com, Smart Auction, and OpenLane. Additionally, it goes on our in-house website, CentralAA.com, where we have a bid or buy now sale. It's also on simulcast. So now every car that goes through this auction is on simulcast. You can bid on that car from anywhere in the world. So we open up a vast audience of potential buyers, again, which is not always typical of other auctions. So we make that extra effort to get the exposure as a backup to the live sale, if you will. The net result of using so many different venues is more eyes on the vehicle, as they say in the industry. The more eyes on that vehicle and the better light that vehicle is presented in, the better chance of selling it for the most money. So we make sure that we have every base covered without exception, every time. Some of the bigger players in the business, I hear a lot of new car dealers say to me that they go to a bigger auction because there's a lot more people. Well, yeah, there's a lot more people, but there's also a lot more lanes. If you have 2,000 buyers divided by 20 lanes, that's 100 buyers in each lane. If you have 200 buyers in 2 lanes, that's 100 buyers in each lane. So you need to be aware of the ratios of buyers to lanes to a number of specific types of cars. If I have 2 buyers for a specific type of car and there's only one of those cars, we're doing good. If the big guy has 20 buyers for that type of car, but 30 of those cars, not so good. So it's not the bulk, it's the ratios that are important. And our sale each and every week is monitored closely by the sales manager and myself to make sure our ratios are good. And that's why we would ask new car dealers to choose Central over some of the others, because we're very much on top of that. And there's absolutely no doubt that we are the place of choice for many, many quality new car dealers in Connecticut. And we get them top dollar each and every week. It's almost 100% sale. And everybody's very, very happy with that. Personalized service means that it's a hands-on approach with every vehicle. Some of the larger auctions, based on their size, they're just not in a position to do that. Here, every single vehicle that comes in is touched basically by a manager, which ensures that that particular vehicle is handled properly. Handled properly means cleaned and prepped properly in its appropriate run number during a peak time of the sale, etc. So there's a hands-on approach to each and every vehicle that's in this sale, if not by me, by one of my managers. We have the history of all the buyers that have been here and what type of vehicles that they've bought throughout our run here so far. And we go back in those records and we know, for example, all the buyers who typically are interested in police cars, let's say. All the buyers that are interested in fleet lease vehicles, rental vehicles, repossessions, donation vehicles, whatever. So we have an extensive, large, relevant database, and we market to those buyers each and every week for the specific vehicles we have on hand. The same car can be here, it can be at any other auction, and its value is relatively the same based on its existence. But if we can present it in a better light, if it's a little cleaner, if it runs a little better, if there's a good crowd of buyers, the right crowd of buyers, not just a crowd of people hanging out, but the right crowd of buyers, that's all marketing. And that's what we specialize in and put a Herculean effort into, if you will, to make sure that that's all right so those cars can bring top dollar. And they do, pretty much each and every time. And that's the way that extra effort brings top dollar for those vehicles. It's basically in the way it's handled. And we specialize in that area. We have the facility, the personnel, the willingness, the ability to handle it correctly. And it's not typical that it is handled correctly, in my opinion. So, but here it always is. You can rest assured that it is.